Hello, this is Frankie Fierro, and today I'm going to be making oobleck. What is oobleck? Is it a liquid? Is it a solid? Actually, oobleck stems from a book authored by Dr. Seuss, Bartholomew and the Ooblek. Oobleck's main ingredient is cornstarch, which is made of long chains of atoms. When these atoms move slowly past each other, they then flow like liquid. When oobleck is agitated by either rolling it or squeezing it, the atom chains become entangled and then form a solid. Since this occurs, oobleck is considered a non-Newtonian fluid. What is a non-Newtonian fluid, you ask? I'm glad you asked that question. Well, it's a substance that does not have the normal properties of either a solid or a liquid. It does not behave like we expect it to. It could fit into more than just one state of matter. It looks like one thing, but acts like another. Ooblek is an unusual material that can perform like multiple states of matter. All fluids have viscosity, which is the rate at which fluid flows. However, non-Newtonian fluids flows at a different rate depending on how much force or pressure is applied to it. Ooblek flows at a much slower rate when pressure is applied, acting like a solid. When the pressure is removed, it flows faster and behaves like a liquid. So, we're going to go ahead and get started with the process in making oobleck. Step 1 is to go ahead and get 1 cup or 8 ounces of cornstarch and place into a medium or large size bowl. Here, I've already pre-measured the 1 cup of cornstarch. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that into my medium-sized bowl. You might want to go ahead and mix the actual cornstarch itself to create the texture and to also remove any clumps, which would make this process easier here in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple more stirs here just to make sure I have everything a-okay. And that should do that. Okay, now we move on. At this point, we're going to go ahead and mix in a half a cup of water, or 120 milliliters. Mix that into the cornstarch. We always want to ensure that we're going to use a 2-to-1 ratio. That's cornstarch to water. And then you can either use your hands or a mixing spoon to bring it all together. So I'm going to go ahead and drop in my pre-measured half a cup of water. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use myself a mixing spoon to get things going here. I want to go ahead and mix it for about a minute or two. Sometimes a little more water needs to be added. Sometimes a little more cornstarch needs to be added in order to get the right consistency. Okay, what I'm going to do in this situation is I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more water. I'm not liking the consistency. There we go. A little better here, a little easier. The goal here is to get the oobleck to resemble that of honey, or I guess that the physical appearance is going to look like milk. Let me go ahead and mix it here for a little bit longer. I'm liking my texture that I'm seeing here. You can also add food coloring to make this a little bit more of an enjoyable and exciting experience. But you want to do that after you add the cornstarch and before you add the water. But in my case, I just left that out. Okay, feel like I got myself a good texture here. Okay, what I want to do is test the oobleck by grabbing a handful and trying to form a ball. There's many factors that create changes in this process, such as humidity, the food coloring itself, and also the water temperature. We want to make sure that the oobleck is not too runny or too hard, and we would adjust either way, adding cornstarch or water if so. So let me go ahead and I can't form a ball with my oobleck. So what I'm gonna do is add a little bit more cornstarch. Maybe I added a little bit too much water. Again, we want to keep that 2-to-1 ratio. Okay, let me give that another little mix here. Okay, that's a little bit thicker. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit better. When you're using the oobleck, you want to play with it. You can roll it, you can mold it, or just let it drip. You can also strain it or drain it to get it, a first-hand look of how it flows differently than water. You can experiment with the oobleck by rolling it around in your palm to form a ball. Then when you stop applying pressure, see if it oozes out of your hands. Another thing you can also do for an experiment is you can freeze or heat the oobleck to see if any particular differences occur. Now I'm not liking my texture just yet, so I'm going to add some more cornstarch. And yes, this experiment will get a little dirty. I'm actually doing pretty good so far. But my texture seems to be going in the right direction. Let me see from here if I can form that ball. Oh wow, interesting. I can't. Wow. As I'm trying to take it out of the container, I can feel that slimy type of feeling. This is actually pretty cool. Letting it run through my fingers, and let me try this. Let me try to add a little bit more cornstarch, because as I said, as I'm playing with it inside the bowl, I can feel the process start. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to add a little bit more water. Oh, we definitely have some Ooblek here. So, probably not to my liking just yet, but I have what I need. Here we go. I can form my ball, and it also drains out. This is pretty interesting. So there you have it. That's my Ooblek experiment activity. Hope you enjoyed. Have yourself a great day.